In April 1985, 400 Geordies tried to take the Fulwell End of Sunderland. We have the stories from two participants in the day's events. First is the full story from Newcastle Mainline Express old boy Terry, who told us, "I was just the right age to enjoy it. 20, well-paid job, loving life, and most of all loving my days out at wherever Newcastle happened to be playing. Through travelling to away games, I had got to know a bunch of lads who I trusted my life with. We had evolved over a few years, from yobbish cider drinking skinheads into a sharp, well-organised and reliable little squad, as we then called it. The casual fashion was king of the terraces, squads became firms or mobs, and we were the NEMI Newcastle Mainline Express. Officially, we had about 80 members. We each had a number. We paid +1 a week each to cover each other's fines. Getting lifted gave us status. As soon as the fixtures came out, only one mattered. Mackham's away. We were going to do them, simple as that. It was all we talked about. It had to be special. We were just too good for it not to be. Some very intelligent and some very evil minds set to work. It just so happened that 2 weeks before the game, Sunderland reached the Milk Cup final. Fuck did we hear about it. It made us worse. We had to shut the Mackham bastards up properly. All of a sudden it was on. We were going to buy 200 tickets for the Fulwell End. Humiliate them. They would remember this forever. Amazingly, we got the tickets, 2-3 at a time mostly, but someone actually asked for and received 100. It was agreed we would travel to Sunderland by metro to Shields, then bus in 3 groups and keep our heads down to escape the busies. It worked. We were at the turnstiles, adrenaline pumping, stomach churning, knowing nods and glances. No one spoke. 15 minutes into the match was the time. Nervously, excitedly, we began the stairs. Fuck, the Fulwell End was big and full. I still wasn't in when I heard the all too familiar sound of violence, a growling sort of roar, and loud as fuck in the middle of the Mackham's beloved sanctuary. Enemy, 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 then united. The poor fuckers didn't know what had hit them. They ran in all directions, pulling each other out of the way. Not one fought back. We were murdering them. It became a free-for-all. They wouldn't fight back. They just tried to get away in sheer panic. I was loving it, picking targets. Everyone was. The busies didn't expect it either. Most were at the Roker End where the mags were. It took them 2-3 minutes to move in. The Roker End was going mental. Geordie aggro echoed. The Mackhams were silent. As the busies moved in, we just all stopped. Instead of hitting them, we were bouncing up and down singing, "We fucked the Fulwell." The Mackhams just watched us do it. The busies didn't really pull us out. We walked out, business done, right up the side of the pitch while the players looked on. I swear some Newcastle players, won't say who, were laughing and smiling. The Roker End was still hammering out Geordie aggro. We passed the main stand, packed with furious Mackhams. We just laughed and flashed wanker signs. The odd coin came at us, and to our great amusement, the Fulwell now wanted to fight. We were buzzing, arrogant, smug, you name it. Right there on the pitch at Roker Park, the Mackhams were humiliated and they knew it. The busies started to get aggressive, probably because we wanted to do a lap of honour. They started pushing us and whacking us towards the Roker End. About halfway up the pitch, lots broke into a run towards the mags, arms held high, like we had won the cup or something. The Mackhams swore vengeance, but 25 years later we are still waiting. They never got over it. Today they try to play it down, saying the Fulwell was the kids' end. But everyone knows that for derby games it most definitely wasn't. I stopped going to football years ago, got married and brought up a family. Through Facebook I have got back in touch with lots of the lads. It all seems like yesterday. Recently, for a laugh, I said, "It's the 25th anniversary of us doing the Fulwell. We should have a reunion." Someone suggested we do it again to celebrate. Within 2 hours, about 50 grandad hooligans were up for it. Ha ha ha, who knows? We might just do it. NME mag for life. Sunderland fan Billy told us, "It's all bollocks. They were in there, but there was no attempt to stand their ground. They didn't come anywhere near the middle of the Fulwell, did they? As soon as the chant went up, they whacked anyone around them and legged it. The Sunderland lads went for them, but were impeded by the sons and dads trying to get away from it. There was a handful of police, and nowhere near enough to get them out if they'd wanted to stay. They didn't. They'd sneaked in, hidden and ran just so they could say they'd been in. The full length of the clock stand went mental as the scum legged it down that side of the pitch towards the rest of the scum in the Roker end. They were absolutely bricking it going past the clock stand, and don't let any of the lying scum tell you otherwise. It's been nearly 40 years and they still go on about it. Then wonder why we hate them so much. Our thanks to Terry and Billy for their recollections. If you look at the YouTube video closely, you will see there were definitely a lot of MNE in the Fulwell, but they do seem to leave rather than attack the main pack who were holding back a bit. We certainly don't think the NME could say they took the Fulwell, but they were certainly in there, which takes some guts, you might think. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications of future videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell. Helps our channel grow and gives you notifications of future videos.